Hello and welcome to the latest instalment of the MX5 Parts Great Mk1 Giveaway, where we take this rather lovely MX5, add upgrades chosen by you, and then at the end you can win it in a free giveaway. As you can see, we've fitted the first of those modifications already in the form of these rather smart Caliber vintage alloy wheels, which I think really work on the Mk1 shape. They also look pretty sparkly in the sunshine we have today and have a nice balance of modernising the look of the car without spoiling the old school vibe that we love so much. A great choice, everybody, well done. But what's next? Well, we've made the car look cooler, so let's see about improving the way it drives as well. As we discussed in the last video, stiffening the body can really transform any generation of MX5, not just a Mk1 like the one we have here, and there are tons of options available on MX5 Parts to help you do just that. We talked about it last time, you voted, and the brace kit you have picked is the Ultra Racing front and rear brace kit. Now, these have just arrived on overnight delivery from MX5 Parts, and I can't wait to fit them. I'm really excited about that. This powder coated finish looks very motorsport to me, and there's no harm in the fact that the white paint matches that of our car as well. But there's more to this than just looking good, because braces like this do a great job of reducing flex in the body, meaning your suspension works better, the steering feels a little bit sharper, and there's less of that annoying wobble through the structure that you get on bumpy roads in a standard car. The principle is pretty simple really. The front one bolts to the top of the suspension turret under the bonnet to help brace what is otherwise quite a big hole in the bodywork, while the rear one attaches to the rear subframe around the differential and stops flex there over the bumps, leaving the springs and dampers to do the work instead. Fitting should be pretty simple and something you can easily do at home with a few basic tools, so let me just talk you through what I've got here to help me do the job. It's pretty straightforward really. I've got the jack and axle stands, the wheel chocks discussed in the last video to get under the car, and a selection of spanners and a socket set to fit the braces, and well, that's about it really. For the front, it's just a case of attaching the brace to the bolts that hold the suspension top mounts here. So you don't need to jack the car up or anything complicated like that. Depending on the car you have, you may have to factor in clearance around the induction system. That depends on whether it has the original airbox or an aftermarket one like this, but in theory, it should be a pretty quick job with just a couple of bolts either side on the suspension towers there. At the back of the car, it's a little bit more involved because this brace bolts to the rear subframe, so I'm going to have to get underneath the car. It's worth noting as well that I'm going to be working around the exhaust, so unless you want to burn your hands, which you don't, it's best done while the car is cold. Other than that, it should be a pretty simple job with just a couple of bolts. These and a selection of spacers and washers are supplied with the brace, so hopefully I should be good to go. So there we are, all done. How was it? Well, thankfully pretty easy really, just as I'd hoped. The front brace is a really quick job and something you can probably do in a few minutes, all being well. The rear was a little bit more of a fiddle, and there's some tight clearance around the bolt holes and there's potential for some skin knuckles on the subframe perhaps, but it wasn't too much fuss and I think the end result looks really smart. The proof, of course, will be in the driving though, and seeing as the sun's out, I think I need to go for a bit of a run. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check the details below for how to win this very car at the end of the whole series. Don't forget to follow us on social media and stay tuned to find out what the next exciting upgrade will be.